guys, welcome back. Welcome back to the last and final day of this amazing Pink and Paid conference, because that's two things I want every woman. That's my mission. My mission is for every woman, every family to be generationally wealthy. And it's going to be hard for you to do it without online. And it's going to be very hard for you to do it without my next subject, which is online sales. And I have to be honest, when you say the word sales, a lot of people shudder. A lot of people, how many of you ladies are afraid of sales? Let me get back and see who raised their hands. Who raised their hands? Stephanie, did you raise your hand? Rose, you raise your hand. You afraid? They turning cameras off. Tisha, you afraid of online sales?
No, ma'am.
You not.
Uh-uh.
Girl, let me tell y'all something about people that ain't afraid of sales. People that ain't afraid of sales, they have a lot of sales numbers. They do. I'm just gonna say that. And I'm gonna leave that right there.
I'm gonna mute out.
That's fine. Go on with your people, Stephanie. You gonna go too.
I'm going
So
out.
the mass majority of people, I don't know how many of you said me in the chat, but the mass majority of people are pretty afraid when it comes to sales. Either that or they really don't know how to get a customer to say yes. So maybe that's what it is for some of you. How many of you feel like you don't know how to get a customer to say yes? Go ahead and say me in the chat. Now, the truth of the matter is that without your ability to get a customer to say yes, not only will your business suffer, but that customer will too. If you're a weight loss coach and your product will help people live a healthier lifestyle, then if you can't get them to say yes to your product, you can't help that customer. If you are a lawyer and your product will help keep people out of jail, if you can't get people to say yes to your product, then you can't save people's lives. So your ability to get people to say yes is not just critical to you and your business, it's critical to your ability to change the world. Have you ever thought about that? I want you to think about that for a minute. Pretty much everything we offer as it relates to a product or a service has the capacity to change somebody's life. Whether you're Rose and you're offering VA services so that entrepreneurs won't be so stressed out, or you're Stephanie and you're offering career services so that women and women of color can stop being taken advantage of in the workplace. If you're Tisha Marie and you're offering services for single women so that they can be able to catch the right dude. And heaven knows everybody needs help from Jennifer to help folks quit these jobs. But if you don't have the capacity to get people to say yes to your product or to your service, then you can't change the world. Is that a wow for anybody? Is that a wow for anybody? Because while you over there thinking you tired of hearing no, and while you over there thinking don't nobody want my stuff, and while you over there playing all these Jedi mind tricks with yourself, somebody somewhere needs you. Somebody somewhere is drowning because they don't have access to your product or service. That would be the equivalent of a pharmaceutical company that had the cure for COVID, but didn't let anybody know. That would be that I found the cure to cancer, but I didn't tell anybody. We have a global responsibility to package and offer our products and services in a way that the people they were designed to serve get their needs met. Did that help reshape sales for anybody? There are bad salespeople, and tonight I'm going to teach you how not to be a bad salesperson. But there are people who are selling you products and services for your own doggone good. And if they can't get you to say yes to that product or service, they can't change your life. Even something as simple as a candle, Alpha Mac, when positioned properly, may be the difference between my relaxation and my sanity. Everybody here has something that can benefit the world's greater good. But you've got to believe that, and you've got to be a champion for your product. You can't get tired of hearing no, and you've got to do the best job possible of positioning that product in a way that makes it easy for people to say yes to you. I'm going to say that again. You owe it to yourself and your business to learn as much as possible about being able to position your product or service in a way that makes it easier for people to say yes to you. Is everybody going to buy your stuff? They're absolutely not. There are even going to be people that have the money to buy your stuff. They're going to be people that need your stuff. If you ask me who needs my stuff, I can tell you 99%. I'm going to say 90% of the people watching need my stuff. They need my stuff to be free from their jobs. They've sat around for years and watched me make more money. They sat around for years and watched me build generational wealth. They sat around for years and they know I'm the best in the industry. And even knowing all that, they refuse to invest in my product or service. Does it upset me? Absolutely not. See, what people got to realize is just like some of you are assigned to me, there are people out there who are assigned to you. Do you guys believe that? If you're under the sound of my voice right now, if you keep coming back to me year over year over year, you have an assignment with me. And until you do what you need to do to complete that assignment, you can't move forward. Some places we've been in our lives, I don't believe in bad luck and good luck. I believe in assignments. Sometimes we're on a job for a reason. It is an assignment. There is something we need to learn at that job that's going to help us at our next level. Some people are an assignment. I always say people are in your life for a reason and sometimes for a season. And when you don't do your part in completing that assignment, something is missing from your next level. So these 7 secrets to online sales, I hold them near and dear to my heart because I really feel that everybody under the sound of my voice needs to master salesmanship. And not that used car salesman with the chest hair hanging out of his button fly collar and that big gold chain on. Not that. I mean the type of level of service that you would receive at a 5-star restaurant or at a high-end car dealership, that level of sales. So none of this is to hurt anybody's feelings. It's not. And if you want more information on how to get into one of my programs so you can learn to master sales, go to bit.ly/thepowerofme2020. Select the program, but my team is going to help you choose what's the best program to get you where you need to be. bit.ly/thepowerofme2020. So let's get started. Number one, don't ever try to sell what you have not done successfully yourself. That's an ouch for a lot of people. Let me tell you why. I see people all the time who are out there trying to sell things that they ain't done. Why would you have a 7-figure program if you've not done it? Why would you have a come create this kind of business if you've not done it? Not only is it fraud and phony, but at the same time, you're giving online and putting a bad taste in people's mouth. This online space is a gift. Do you guys believe that? The ability to work from home, the ability to make money without leaving your house, the ability to be able to get customers from all over the country, the ability to make an unlimited amount of revenue. Do you guys believe it's a gift? And when you get a gift, you have to honor that gift. And being out there lying about your capabilities, that's not honoring your gift. It's not. But yet so many people do it. So do me a favor. Understand that God gave you something that you can make money and you never have to lie about it. Amen. The only time you're going to be forced to lie about something is if you out there trying to copy and paste somebody else. Everybody has something. You might not know what it is. And let me tell you something else. We have this grass is greener syndrome. You know, people say, oh, well, coach, what you had to sell is easier because it's talking about money. No, it's not. Most people hate to talk about money. Most people are afraid of money. They're afraid of sales. They're afraid of live stream. They're afraid of a ton of shit that I sell. But I'm going to get out here and talk about it every day until they understand they need it. So do I get a lot of sales because my product is easy, or do I get a lot of sales because I show up consistently? And that's absolutely right, Gene. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side because you don't know what's grass and what's it called on the football field? AstroTurf. Thank you, Gene. You don't know what's grass and you don't know what's AstroTurf. You don't know if that man got out there, because this is what they do in California. They paint their grass. In California, they get out there with that bright green paint and they will paint that ground green. You don't know if it's grass or if, so while you on the hunt for Red October with somebody else's stuff, be careful. Because at the end of the day, you're looking for something that's not yours. So don't ever try to sell what you haven't done. Number 2, know exactly what problem you solve. I'm about to launch a course called Monetize Everything. Monetize Everything is a true multiple streams of income course. Most people are trying to solve too many problems, which means you're confused, your customer's confused, and a confused mind don't buy. Until you get clarity in your brand and know exactly what problem you solve. If you don't know, how do you expect your customer to know? And a confused customer don't. I've been making this analogy all week. You selling daycare services, fried chicken, and car washes. Your customer don't know if they hungry, need you to keep their kids, or need a wax on, or need a hot wax. Because you're all over the place thinking, well, the more I sell, the more money I make. No, that's absolutely not true. The more you sell, the more confused you look. The more you're a jack of all trades, the more you're a master of none. The more you out there doing, the less of an expert you look like. So instead of being laser focused on solving one problem and being the best at what you do in that one lane, you become a swap meet, a flea market. People don't know what you do from day to day. And it's horrible. So part of your ability to be able to make sales consistently is solving the same problem consistently. Some of y'all a doctor one day, a lawyer the next day, and the next day you a chef. People don't know if you want them to fight their parking tickets, operate on their foot, or cook them a 5-star steak dinner. That's not a brand at all. Jane said it waters your brand down. That's not a brand at all. So until you know exactly what problem you solve, customers can't either. Let me tell you another sales secret. Some of y'all are so out of touch with your customers that you don't even know what they want. Or you don't even know how they talk about their problem. You got to speak the language of your customer. If they call a problem bad, you got to call it bad. If they say the problem frustrates them, you got to say it frustrates them. I know it seems like semantics, because if I've got a cut and you've got Band-Aids, and I say I need something to cover my cut, and you say I've got Band-Aids, I may not know what the hell Band-Aids are. So I may say again, I need something to cover this cut. And then you say again, I got Band-Aids. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So you're going around and around with this customer, and you've got something that they need, but you refuse to open your mouth and say, I've got something to cover your cut. Or somebody else may have a cut to say, I need to put something over this so it doesn't get infected. Now you're over there saying, I got something to cover your cut. No. They say they want to put something over it so it don't get infected. So now you say, I've got something to put over your cut so it doesn't get infected, until you learn how to mimic and mirror and talk about the customer's problems the same exact way they talk about their problems. You're going to have a hard time selling, because at the end of the day, that really is what sales is. That's marketing. Did anybody see how when COVID came, all of the commercials shifted to social distancing? everything from mint commercials to insurance commercials, car dealerships, airline industry. You can barely find any commercials right now that don't have social distancing at the core of that commercial. When's the last time you seen a commercial with a club party scene, or with a packed picnic, or with a packed beach? You don't see it no more. You got to speak the language of the customer. Whatever that customer is going through, you have to be just as relevant, because relevancy sells. And let me tell you what else sells. Even though it's a bunch of lying cats out here, lying about what they know, lying about what they can do, lying about what you should do, it's a bunch of them. Don't ever forget the truth still sells. Authenticity still sells. Transparency still sells. Good old down to earth honesty still sells. Morals and values still sell. It's okay to be honest. I'm just as competitive as anybody I know. I'm probably the most competitive person I know, but I'll never cheat anybody to win. I'll never take a nickel more than I'm owed. You can trust me with your wallet, your man, and your children, because I don't want none of them. I understand that God, what God has for me is for me, and that I don't have to mimic, copy, or steal from anybody else in order to get my millions. And you need to understand that too. Once I understood that, I could take the wig off. Once I understood that, I could be confident as a big girl. Once I understood that he only made one for a reason. Did that hit on to anybody? Because see, while you over there thinking you not enough, while you letting your mind get to you, and you over there thinking that you got to improve this or increase that, what you don't realize is that God created you for this assignment. So whatever is wrong with you, baby, he thought it was right. And who am I to argue with the Most High? Whatever you think your downfall is, he thought it was your saving grace. Amen. Come on now. Don't make me do this on Sunday. So that's what you need to tell that voice in your head. When that voice in your head gets to talking crazy to you, you need to remind that voice in the head who you was created by. You need to remind that voice in your head as to how deliberate my God was in making you. Y'all lucky I ain't the Lord. Y'all be running around looking like gingerbread cookies. Y'all would be running around looking like snowmen. Y'all would look just alike, baby. I tear y'all apart from your scarf. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing that God took his time? It just humbles you every time you think about it. That God took his time to make every single one of us so very different. And that's the one thing that nobody in the world can ever take away from you. It is your strongest selling point. You don't have to cover up the fact that you didn't go to college. You don't have to create all of these made up accolades. The fact that you were a domestic violence survivor, that's your degree. And the fact that you were homeless, that's your doctorate. And the fact that you lost so many jobs, you see, that's your bachelor's. And see, he gave you those stripes so that the world would recognize that you was their help. That very thing you hiding, trying to fit in, is the very thing that will take you to where you need to go. It's not sales, it's an assignment. I don't sell to anybody, I'm assigned. And the very things I struggle with are the very things that I had to struggle with them or I wouldn't understand you. Do you know why I understand you guys so well? Because I was you. Because I lived paycheck to paycheck. I lived payday loan to payday loan. I lived hustle to hustle. And so when online came along and somebody told me I had the ability to save myself, sit my fat ass in a chair and talk, you lying. you and it don't matter that I'm fat. They not gonna care my hair fall out. They not worried about I ain't got no degree. They just want me to teach them to do what I do. Oh hell, I can do that. Was I afraid? Absolutely. But I know God ain't finna set me up for failure. I know that God is not gonna put me in any situation I can't handle. And so the reason I understand you so well is because I was you. And the only reason I'm not you right now is because I made a choice. And I'm asking all of you to make a choice. Get some help. Go to bit.ly/thepowerofme2020. Sign up for a call. Come into the community. Get some kind of help. Don't keep sitting where you are by yourself. You're not here on accident. If you prayed this morning for help, help has arrived. If you've been praying for a change in your situation, change is here. Don't be so hard-headed as to think that you can do this by yourself. If I could have done it all over again, the only thing I would have done differently is I would have understood that somebody else needed to help me, and I'd have got help a whole lot sooner. God had to come into corporate America and send the help for me. So be yourself. If the truth don't sell, you either sell it to the wrong person or that person is not for you. See, I know everybody is not created for me. If you want somebody walking around with a purse that costs more than your mortgage, I'm not your coach. It ain't that I ain't got it. It's just that I don't value it. If you want somebody riding around in a car that costs more than your house, I'm not your coach. And again, it's not that I ain't got it. It's just that I commuted enough years that if I don't ever drive again, everybody know I keep a driver. If I don't ever drive again, it's too soon for me. If you're impressed by somebody's shoe closet more than you're impressed by what they teach you to get you on your feet, I'm not the coach for you. I'm not. So I know I'm not the coach for a lot of people, and it's okay. I may not be the coach for them now, but when they go spend all their money on events that the person don't even show up for, come on now. And they go buy all them books that the person don't even bother to ship to them in the mail. And when they go buy and listen to all this advice, which ain't nothing but a bunch of hockey, they'll be back. So no, the product you create is not for everybody. But be yourself and the right people will come. But guess what you have to do? You have to show up consistently. And not only do you have to show up consistently, you got to create a plan to show up far and wide. I just realized not too long ago that my level of growth on social media has less to do with me and more to do with people finding the right coach the first time. There are so many people that have been burnt by coaching. There are so many people that have gotten the wrong coach. There are so many people that didn't give coaching a chance. And I don't want them to get in the hands of somebody and spend $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 and then find me once they broke. Once they frustrated. Once they ready to give up on themselves. And so I take it as a personal responsibility to grow my brand so I can be found. And I can't grow my brand unless I do what? Show up consistently. And let me tell you something else. Let me draw a line in the sand. And this is something that I had to learn. Being yourself and looking like the expert is two different things. I used to think it was okay for me to wake up in the morning, throw a wig on, and jump online. And what I realized is that I owe it to my audience to look a certain way when I show up online so that they don't have to guess if I'm the expert or not. Does that make sense to you guys? You can tell people not to judge a book by their cover, but they do. It's just how people are created. So we have to make sure that every time we show up professionally dressed. You ain't got to show up looking like $1 million every time, but you got to at least show up looking like money. You know, you don't have to show up looking like you on the way to the ball every time, but you got to at least show up looking halfway decent. My clients are quick to tell you, I keep clothes on. And I keep clothes on because I meet people every day. There's not a day that I don't meet somebody new. Right now, somebody is seeing me for the first time and they're making a judgment. And now that's too far. Miriam said She heard a girl telling people online that if they want to help people, they need to get a teeth fix and a tummy tuck. That's too far. Now that's too far. But at least brush your teeth, brush your hair, have a clean shirt on. Little piece of jewelry don't help, don't hurt. But you know, there's people that are gonna actually believe her and follow her because they're that vain. And because they're so vain, they're going to believe that. And shame on them because some of them are not going to launch because they don't have a tummy tuck. Now, if you're in the beauty industry, let's break it down now. That may be true. Who wants to follow a fat model? So a lot of things are industry specific. But if that's not my industry, then I don't have to go that far. Being myself, looking the part, showing up consistently, that's enough. Do you guys want to know the biggest secret to selling online? Period. Y'all want to know the biggest secret of all? The biggest secret of selling online is that you don't really sell anything online. You don't really sell anything online. If you're afraid to pick up that phone and call and talk to people, I can promise you that if you get the right sales plan, the right sales survey, the right discovery call methods, and you get on that phone and talk to people, your sales are going to go up 200 to 300%. The most sales we made in a month was $400,000 in sales. Do you know how much of those sales we made over the phone? Out of $400,000 in sales, how many do you think we made over the phone? Almost all of them. See, online is just an introduction. Online is just saying, look at me. Here's what I do. And the truth of the matter is, people will look at you and look at you and look at you and look at you and look at you. And between fear, procrastination, overthinking, the spirit of perfection, worried about what other people are going to think, they will keep looking at you and looking at you and looking at you. And when I get on the phone and I say, hey, this is Coach Danielle, and they say, oh my God, I've watched you for years. And I say, well, girl, what are you waiting for? and they say, "You right, coach, I'm finna sign up." A lot of times it's not even a long or hard conversation. Whether I call them, whether somebody on my team calls them, it don't even matter. They've already heard something about me. They've already heard something about my brand. They already know they need me. And it's just one of those things that had I not called them, they probably wouldn't have called me yet. Now, the good news is without the phone, eventually they show up. But who wants to wait on eventually? But here again, you got to know what to say on the phone, or they're going to keep watching and keep watching and keep watching. Did that help anybody? And guess what? As a coach, if you're not good on the phone, I'm going to come up with some ways for you not to have to get on the phone. See, that's what a great coach does. A great coach doesn't just say, go do this. A great coach says, go do this if you're good at it. And if you're not good at it, let me show you a way around it. These are things that nobody else is teaching you online. They're trying to teach you funnels and lead pages and all of these things that really, can I ask y'all a hard question? Can I ask y'all a very, very hard question? Do you guys think that it's different selling to Black people as it is selling to other races? It is. It is. It is. It absolutely is. We have less disposable income. We have different values. We have different ideals, different thoughts about what's important. So while you're out there trying to get other races to teach you online, keep in mind who your target is. Somebody that's not selling to your target demographic can't teach you how to sell to your target demographic. Exactly, Yaya. Most of us haven't always had the opportunity, the option, or the inkling to invest in ourselves. It is vastly different. It is vastly different depending on your target demographic. You got to have somebody who sold to your target demographic teach you how to sell to that target demographic. If you want to sell to Asian millennials, you need to be taught by somebody who sold to Asian millennials. If you want to sell to Hispanic baby boomers, you need somebody to teach you who has sold to Hispanic baby boomers. So depending on your target demographic, everybody has different buying patterns. Stop trying to hire people who have never sold to your target demographic to teach you how to sell. It's not going to work. And the same numbers they throwing up in your face, how they made this many million and this many million, tell them come over here and do it. Tell them to come over here and do it, and then I'll hire them. But until they do it over here, buddy, they ain't did it. They haven't done it. I hope that helps you guys. You got to start to think deep about who you're aligning with and the knowledge that they're teaching you. Because all knowledge ain't the same knowledge. All people's buying behaviors are not the same. And if I'm at the lake trying to sell buckets of water, I got to be real good to sell them. But that bucket of water is going to sell totally different in the desert. Totally different. And last but not least, in a crowded marketplace, don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to be slightly controversial. Don't be afraid to be a little bit loud, a little boisterous, a little gregarious. Don't be afraid to be a little wacky, a little crazy. People all the time to my, "Ooh, coach, you crazy." Girl, like Miriam say, you have to be. Don't try to clean up your crazy. That's what's going to help you stand out. Don't be afraid to be different. And the right coach is not going to kill your individuality. They're going to groom your individuality. The right coach is not going to put you in some cookie cutter mold and make y'all run around looking like gingerbread men. You have to beware of that. Some people don't have the intellect or the talent to shape your business differently. So look for that. And if you're tired of sitting on the bench and you need some help, go to bit.ly/thepowerofme2020. Let's get on the phone, talk about what you need help with, because I firmly believe that success leaves clues. And this whole Pink and Paid conference has taught me a lot about my mission to help Black women create more revenue. I realize you guys want it, but you don't believe you can have it. You don't think you can afford the journey. Some of you don't think you need the help, but the ones of you who know you need the help, get the help. We have to recondition ourselves to stop being Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman gets tired too. She do. Every now and then she want to take off her Wonder Woman gold belt. Stop running around trying to make everybody tell the damn truth. Wonder Woman get tired too, but when we work together as Wonder Women, it's nothing we can't do. Guys, if you haven't already scheduled your call, bit.ly/thepowerofme2020. I appreciate you tuning in to this Pink and Paid conference. We're about to go dark for our last segment of the evening. If you didn't get an opportunity to get all of these sessions, you can get them all for only $9.99. Go to go to www.buyblackandpink.com and use the code half off, all lowercase, all one word, to get 5 nights, 10 sessions for only $9.99. I promise you these sessions will save your life. Last night I taught them how to make a lead magnet live and in person. So go to www.buyblackandpink.com. Promo code half off, all lowercase, all one word, to grab your recordings. I promise you these recordings are worth thousands of dollars. So your chance to get them for only $9.99 is a blessing. I'm going to get out of here. Love you guys. and hope you have an amazing night. For those of you on live stream, for those of you on Zoom, stand by.